Frankie, we have 3 Australian new Macs. Try it again. Frankie, we have 3 new Australian Macs today on BoxMac.
Cronky.
How's that? Is it okay?
Yes. Earlier you had it looking real Chef Boyardee.
Real Chef Boyardee. Let me see if I can replicate that. Does that look kind of Chef Boyardee? Or should it just look ridiculous?
By now, we should be pretty used to these Australian-styled boxes.
Yes. I am actually really excited about these 3 Macs.
Why?
2 of them are Kraft flavors I've never had before. I've never had a cheese and chives Kraft macaroni and cheese, and I've never had a smoky bacon flavor. We've had Kraft Macs that have had the bacon bits in them, plus an Australian 3 cheese. I want to see how it stacks up.
I have a feeling it's not going to really be American 3 cheese.
I don't think any of them are going to probably live up to that standard.
With differently sized boxes and weird flavors. I just don't understand why not just ship the same exact product to everybody.
It's actually packaged in Australia.
Because it's just expensive to ship so much.
Yeah, packed in Australia from at least 80% Australian ingredients.
What, like kangaroos or what?
Yeah, they grind up some kangaroos.
So only 3 Macs.
3 Macs, I'm happy about that. 3 Mac shows a good level. And these are 3 Macs that are all pretty similar in prep too. They're all half cup of milk, which is quite a bit, 2 tablespoons butter for every single Mac.
The Chives one, meh.
You're not into chives? I love onion flavors. Remember all those UK Macs that were just cheesy onion?
This is weird to hear this from you.
I know, things
You're like,
change.
oh, I want it to be
I'm
onion.
so inconsistent. I'm looking forward to chives. I like chives. They're like a subtle onion.
You're like a really inflexible person who then suddenly changes.
Yeah.
I get whiplash from it.
Well, you got to keep up here. We're changing. We're evolving. We're moving on. We're not moving at all.
You and I have known each other since we were young.
Yes.
I would say every change that you've probably seen me go through,
Yep.
and every change I've seen you go through, you could have tracked the change.
Yeah.
And it was gradual enough that it wasn't ridiculous.
I don't think any change in either of our lives has been like suddenly one day.
Whatever personality you have right now is still based off of Rev 1.
Yes, there's been definite patches.
Have you ever had friends who, like, in a very short amount of time, went from this guy to this guy? And it was just perplexing. It must have been a choice on their part.
Yeah, I mean, I have known people like that. I've never had any that were close friends.
Right.
Have you ever had any close friends?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm thinking,
Yeah, I am too. Yeah. Interesting thing, Australia has closed its borders for the next couple months. So if you want to take a trip, if you got into a film festival down there, wanted to take a 17-hour flight with Keith, not an option.
it was longer than that.
Oh, wow.
It was a 24-hour ordeal.
It's Tuesday afternoon, and we're gonna arrive in Australia Thursday morning. It's gonna be a lot of fun.
Can you imagine you doing that?
No.
Can we just, everybody close your eyes and imagine John has to go on a 24-hour plane ride in coach.
The longest I've ever done, I have gone to the UK from Boston.
Yeah.
That's like 5 hours 38. That's about it for me.
What's happening by the 4th, 5th hour?
I just get really uncomfortable sitting that long.
Yeah.
Like even when I sleep at night, I like move every hour or so.
I remember quite a few things about going to Australia with Keith. One was that Keith volunteered to be in the middle seat for both rides, there and back.
What a guy.
And he let me have what I felt I really needed, which
Yeah.
was the aisle seat. But the problem with the aisle seat is that the flight attendants fly up and down it with those trays.
Yes.
During the course of 24 hours. And they just keep slamming into your arm. So I
Oh.
would start to fall asleep because you're just dying to, maybe I can sleep through
Yeah.
the majority of this somehow.
I hope.
And you can't, by the way. You finally fall asleep, you're like, thank God. And you wake up an hour and a half later. I didn't even put a dent in this thing. We were given like an intern to like help us get around during the film festival. And she gave me some Valium for the ride home. And that got me through maybe 4 hours.
Yep.
4 hours of sleeping seems like a decent amount of time on a plane, but not when there's 20 left.
I mean, I flew as recently as January out to Chicago, which is only a 3-hour flight,
Yeah.
direct. And it was still like, oh, it's such an ordeal. And then on the way back, my flight was canceled. It was snowing, you know, and that's like the worst. Your flight gets canceled.
You ever have a flight just totally go tits up on you?
Yep.
And like you're stuck in an airport for
Yeah.
the rest of the day?
They moved us around 6 different gates all over the airport and then canceled it 2 hours after. Then put us on a replacement flight to a different airport and had to take an Uber back to Providence to get our cars.
The most dire one for me ever, we were in Newark, New Jersey, because that's like everything goes in and out of Newark, if you recall.
Yeah, yeah.
There was a storm a-coming.
Yeah.
They closed the whole airport.
They closed the whole airport.
Oh, wow.
And then all the nearby hotels booked. We were able to rent a car
Yep.
and drive to Providence.
Yeah.
And, you know, it was 4 hours or something.
Yep.
And it was nice, because then we could listen to any music we wanted.
I don't know if I've mentioned this before, but I'm a huge advocate of Amtrak. I know that it's slow, but it is such a comfortable way to travel compared to airlines. Next time I have to go out to work, I want to take Amtrak to Chicago, which is 17 hours.
I can sleep on the bus, no problem.
Yeah.
I can't sleep on a plane. I never check bags, ever. Everything's carry-on. I have one backpack with all the underwear, all the devices.
I check.
And we're good. But I have to put that underneath, and it's really bulky to have all my stuff. And there's always like the battle of like, I'm gonna try to get that laptop or that video game. And, like without like disrupting too many people. But I always try to get in the aisle seats as much. I'm an aisle guy.
Oh, I like the windows myself.
You want to battle people to get to the bathroom?
I don't go to the bathroom on a flight usually.
How do you not go to the bathroom?
Because I usually try to take 5-hour flights or less and then just don't go.
Are you drinking the Diet Cokes when they pass them out?
Usually I'll get one and nurse it the whole flight.
Going to Australia, the programming was crazy. Like, it was like 2.5 men just back to back. I was like, God, I can't do this.
Yeah.
But then like everything went dark for like maybe 5 minutes, and I was like, I guess there's no TV now.
Yep.
And then up came Avengers. Oh. And Avengers is like a near 3-hour movie.
Yeah.
So I was like, you just extended an olive branch. You just made it so that like I can maybe get through some more of this.
How long was I out?
The second act of Men in Black 3.
I remember actually on the way back, because the way there was so difficult,
Yeah.
Keith and I were actually nervous.
Really?
Because we were like, we're about to get on a plane for another 20, we're gonna have to do that again. It's like running a marathon.
I don't think I would ever want to put myself through that.
It was a lot. I got to go to the Sydney Opera House.
That's incredible.
It's a pretty cool thing.
Yeah, not for me. I'll just stay home. Maybe I'll go to New Hampshire. Vermont, I'll go to Vermont.
We ever gonna do the tour of Vermont?
Well, certainly not this month. I really want to do it. There's so many nice places to visit in Vermont. We can visit my favorite Cabot cheese shop.
He just wants to go to this one cheese shop. Whenever he describes why we want to go, that cheese shop, and then that.
It's a magical place. I need a serious lean, like a real grade A lean. Frankie, would you just send me a telegram when those Macs are ready?
Are you tired, Jonathan?
Actually, I'm just steamed. Literally, there's a tremendous amount of steam going through the house. My AC must be removing like 30 quarts a minute.
When you think of 90s commercials, which ones do you think about?
Bop It is definitely one
Really?
of them. Yep.
Chia Pets?
Oh yeah, chia. All different types. Chia heads, of famous celebrities, famous ones.
Famous.
Famous, Little Leopard.
1-800-COLLECT.
Yep, that's gone. 10-10-3-2-1, another one.
Jenny Craig. That was like a big meme on the schoolyard.
1-800-94-JENNY.
And if you want to make fun of a fat guy, you can say something about
Oh,
Jenny
why
Craig.
don't you go check out Jenny Craig?
Did you ever hear that about Jenny Craig?
No, I never did, actually.
I've fallen and I can't get up.
Yes, for a life alert.
Although I'm sure they still do that.
I've fallen, and I can't get up.
We're sending help immediately, Mrs. Fletcher.
You ever watch television and commercials during the daytime and you're like, these are all from the 90s?
I really don't watch TV anymore. I think these noodles might be ready, Frankie.
Yes.
You want to small pot this up? Do you ever have your grandparents, when you're growing up, eat weird foods that no one eats anymore?
Not really. The thing that will stick with me until my dying days
Yep.
is my grandmother would make peanut butter and strawberry jelly sandwiches just so. Perfect proportions.
Yep.
She bought some kind of strawberry jelly we didn't have at home. When she was like, you kids want lunch? You want peanut butter and jelly? I was like, oh God, yeah. I'm here for the PB and J.
My grandfather, he used to love a cheese sandwich, and for him that was 2 slices of bread and 1 slice of cheese, and that was it. He also used to love Polar chocolate soda. You ever seen that? It's still around in some of the stores.
We saw it in Ocean State one time.
Yeah, I think I talked about it.
Double fudge polar diet.
My grandfather used to drink that stuff. He
I've
loved
never
it.
had it before.
I tried it once. It's gross.
Yeah.
It's like you take seltzer and chocolate syrup, a little bit of chocolate syrup, and that's what you get.
I don't like seltzer, period. Any kind of, it tastes like contaminated water.
Yep.
A little bit milky, John.
Just following the directions, Frankie. It says a half cup, which is way too much milk.
Leave it on the heat and let it evaporate a little bit.
Half cup full cream milk, which is whole milk.
Did I ever talk about how their portions at restaurants were really big, but the food was really good and everything was wicked expensive? Like, a bottle of soda was $7 or something, like a 7-Eleven bottle of soda.
I mean, I think this alone is $5 for bread.
All these are the kind that need to sit for 1 minute to thicken a little bit.
Look at the prep for the lean. All right, these all have to sit for a little bit.
You making fun of me?
Never. You put up with me making fun of you a lot better than when we were kids. When you were like 20 and I was like 15, I would prod you, you would get pissed sometimes.
I was, I had an overinflated self-view, as most, 20-somethings do, I think.
One time you were like, you shot me this comment. It stings to this day.
Really?
Yeah, he goes, you're a real comedian. I haven't talked about that since it happened.
Wow, I don't remember it.
I'm sure I was not being very funny.
Sorry to have left such a scar in your brain.
Well, it was like very embarrassing for me. I was like, maybe I am going way too far with this.
I remember there was this one time, we were all eating dinner on the table. I was just about to sit down and Zach pulled the chair out from under me.
I remember
A
this.
very un-Zach-like thing to do. And I fell firmly on my ass and I was enraged.
Yes. Can I talk about another chair-related incident?
Sure.
We were at Will's house,
Yeah.
and it was an Adirondack chair, and it was wide
Cheap-ass
enough,
plastic
but it wasn't
one.
strong enough. The only reason I bring it up is because one of the legs just exploded.
Yeah, it just gave out.
If you can imagine plastic just being really weak,
Yeah.
and John sitting in it for long enough, and just one of the legs, boom!
It was not like right away. That was when I didn't know how to detect an imminent chair failure and get out as quick as possible.
Really, you know now?
I know now. I was so embarrassed, and Will's
Really?
stepmom was very gracious, but I'm sure she was pissed.
She's like, oh, it's fine. Break my chairs.
All of these Macs look pretty much exactly the same kind of pale crap. Let's start with the 3 cheese, shall we? That's the thicker one.
It doesn't look like 3 cheese.
Nope, super Parmesan-y, like 100% Parmesan flavor.
But chemical Parmesan.
Yeah, it's not like a nice, clean, organic Parmesan.
That is a shitty Mac, let me tell you. It's
Yeah.
not disgusting, like throw it out.
No.
But it's not good at all. Yeah. Frankie says it's a really shitty Mac. Keeps eating in bold. You're a real comedian.
Shall we try the chives?
Yeah. Well, I taste the chives big time. That's a much more authentic onion flavor and a nicer onion flavor than we get out of those UK Macs.
Sure. No cheese. I don't get any note of
No.
cheese at all. It's just creamy onion.
Why is it they don't produce cheese over there?
I guess not. I guess maybe Australian tastes so that they don't like bold cheese flavors.
There's no, how about no cheese flavor?
It tastes really nicely of onion if you like an onion pasta. This is the Smoky Bacon Mac.
So much like the chives,
Yep.
it's a cheeseless pasta with a pretty nice smoky
It's a pretty nice synthetic bacon flavor, isn't it?
bacon.
Bacon. I actually think it's a nice synthetic, since words are gone.
Spit it out.
I guess if you're in Australia, then this is what you have.
They all are this base.
Yep.
Cheeseless pasta.
Except that one has a little extra Parmesan, this one has tons of onion, this one has that synthetic, good, but synthetic bacon flavor.
That's all there is to say about it. The 2 flavored ones, you would sit and eat.
Yeah.
The cheeseless pasta one, it's just not a good Mac.
You know, I think I'll stick to the US. I think I'll stay home.
Okay, bye.
Okay, bye. This is the way we're outing now?
My boyfriend won't accept my calls. I think he's sick of hearing my voice.
I can't see why. Whoa, that's your problem. You should be dialing 1-800-COLLECT. You'll save him up to 44%.
44%? Then he could buy me the rock I've been dreaming about. To be done.